Hello students, we will continue with the science lesson number 10, cell and cell organelles. So this is the part 2 of the first, lesson number 10. We had covered structure of the cell, components of the cell. In components we had covered cell wall, plasma membrane and cytoplasm. And in cytoplasm we had also studied nucleus and endoplasmic reticulum. Today we'll continue with the next part, that is Golgi complex. It is made up of 5 to 8 hollow and flat sacs placed parallel to each other. These sacs are called as cisternae and are filled with different enzymes. The proteins coming from ER, that is endoplasmic reticulum, are enclosed in vesicles which come towards Golgi complex via cytoplasm. They fuse with the formation phase of the Golgi membranes and empty the contents in the cisternae. That means whatever comes in the body is entered in the Golgi complex with the help of cisternae, and they are emptied in cisternae itself. As they pass through the cisternae, they are chemically modified with the help of enzymes. They are again packed in the vesicles. These vesicles exit from the maturation phase. Thus, cisternae work like a packing department that packs and distributes substances. So whatever comes to the cisternae, there first it is unpacked. Whatever things are useful are taken. Even the enzymes work on it. Chemical modifications are done, and again they are packed and sent to the other parts of the cell. So let us study the functions now. The first function of Golgi complex is the secretory organ of the cell. Second, it modifies, sorts and packs material synthesized in the cell and dispatches them to various agents like plasma membrane, lysosome, etc. It produces a vacuole and secretory vesicle. And the fourth function is it helps in the formation of cell wall, plasma membrane and lysosomes. Now let us study the next part, that are those are the lysosomes. Due to various metabolic activities in the cell, organic waste is generated. Lysosome digests the waste. Lysosomes are simple single membrane bound sacs filled with digestive enzymes. So what do lysosomes do? Those are filled with digestive enzymes. Whatever metabolic activities are done in the cell are done by lysosomes, and they digest the waste also. So the first function of lysosome is it is an immune system. It destroys viruses and bacteria that attack the cell. The second function is demolition squads. It is destroys worn out cellular organelles and organic debris. It is also called as autolysis. Then the fourth function is suicide bags. They work as suicide bags. When a cell becomes older or is damaged, lysosome burst and enzyme digest their own cells. The fourth point is during starvation, lysosome digests stored proteins and fats. So when the cell is not getting food, the lysosome digests whatever proteins are into it, proteins and fats, and are used by itself. The next part is of mitochondria. Each cell requires energy, and this energy is produced in mitochondria. Under the electron microscope, a mitochondria is seen as a double membrane structure. The outer membrane is porous and the inner membrane is deeply folded. You can see the folds in the figure. These folds are called as cristae. Remember the words cristae. The inner cavity is filled with proteinaceous gel like matrix containing ribosomes, phosphate granules, and DNA. Therefore, it can produce its own proteins. With the help of enzymes, mitochondria oxidize carbohydrates and fats in the cell. The energy released in this process is stored in mitochondria in the form of ATP. It is adenosine triphosphate. Plant cells have less mitochondria than animal cells. This point you should remember as a point of differentiation. Let's study the functions of mitochondria. The first function is to produce energy-rich compound, that is ATP, and second function is synthesis of proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, etc. by using the energy in ATP. The next part is vacuoles. Vacuoles are the storage sacs for solid or liquid contents. They don't have any typical shape or size. The structure of vacuole changes according to the need of the cell. Vacuole is bound by a single membrane. Remember children, it is not having any particular shape. It It can change according to the need of the cell, and it is a single cell membrane. The functions of vacuole are as follows. To maintain the osmotic pressure of the cell, we have studied what is osmotic pressure, the water level. To store metabolic byproducts and end products, the byproducts and end products are glycogen, protein, water, etc. In animal cell, they store waste products and food, while in amoeba, it stores food before digestion. In plant cell, vacuoles are full of cell sap and provide turgidity rigidity to them. Let's study the next part as plastids. What are plastids? Why are plants leaves green and flowers red, yellow, orange or blue? The organelle which gives colors is present only in the plant cell. It is called as plastid. So the color which is gained by the plant is due to the plastid. Plastid have double membrane and are of two types, leucoplast and chromoplast. Leucoplast is a white or colorless plastid, whereas chromoplast is a colored plastid. And due to the chromoplast, we get different colors in the fruits, in leaves, and as well as in the flowers also. Let me tell you which color is present because of which pigment. When there is green color, the pigment is chlorophyll. This we have studied from the beginning itself. The green color is because of the chlorophyll. Orange color is due to the carotene, yellow because of xanthophyll, purple or blue is given by anthocyanin, and dark pink, that is example beet, it is given by the pigment betalains. Chloroplast can get converted into other types of chromoplast. Example, raw green tomatoes turn red due to breakdown of chlorophyll and synthesis of lycopene. So when it is green in color, it is having chlorophyll, and due to the breakdown of chlorophyll and the synthesis of lycopene, the color changes to red. Let us study chloroplast. Chloroplasts are important for the photosynthesis processes that take place in the leaves. Chlorophyll in chloroplast traps solar energy and converts it into chemical energy. Stroma in the chloroplast contains enzymes, DNA, ribosomes, and carbohydrates that are necessary for photosynthesis. You can see the figure, children, that is given on the screen, that is chloroplast. You can see the intermembranous space, the outer membrane, the inner membrane, the granum, the stroma, and the thylakoid. The functions of the chloroplast are: chloroplast converts solar energy to chemical energy for the preparation of food, and that process is called as photosynthesis. Chromoplast gives different colors to flowers and fruits. Leucoplasts are involved in the synthesis and storage of food like starch, oil, and proteins. Mitochondria and plastids can produce proteins as well as replicate themselves, as they have their own DNA and ribosomes. After studying the cell and cell organelles, you must have come to know that all the functions in plants and animal cells are taking place smoothly due to the organelles. Such developed cells are called as eukaryotic cells. That means the cells which are developed and having all the components are called as eukaryotic cell. You must have also studied about the prokaryotic cells in bacteria. Let us see, or let us compare them. Let us see the difference between them, eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell has a size of 5 to 10 micrometer, whereas in prokaryotic cell, the size differs from 1 to 10 micrometer. Number of chromosomes are more than 1 in eukaryotic, whereas in prokaryotic, number of chromosomes is only 1. Nucleus is with a nuclear membrane, nucleolus, and nucleoplasm in eukaryotic, and in prokaryotic, nucleoid resembling nucleus. Nucleoid looks like nucleus. Mitochondria and plastids are present in eukaryotic, and in prokaryotic they don't have membrane-bound cell organelles. Examples for eukaryotic is plants and animals, even human comes under them, and for prokaryotic example is bacteria. I hope children this part is clear with you all. You have to learn the difference also, and there are many functions to be learned. Once again, I'm telling you all. With this, we have finished the lesson. I hope you've liked the explanation, and that if there are any doubts, you all may comment in the comment box and let me know. Thank you so much.